So for this video, I'm gonna show you how to create your own 3D title. You can start by going to the link in the description. So in the description, you're gonna go down and download the 3D title setting file. This is a dot setting file you can use in Fusion. Just click the little icon here to add it to the cart. Then you go to checkout. From there, you enter your email and download the content. Now over in Davinci Resolve, you can go to the media pool. You're gonna right click, go to new Fusion composition. I'm just gonna 3D title. And I'm gonna change the frame rate to 30 FPS and then hit create. Then I double click that Fusion composition. So that's gonna open up Fusion. Then you're gonna navigate to your download. But first I'm gonna grab this dot setting file and just drag and drop. Then it's gonna bring up all the nodes. So now go down here to the merge one node, take the output of it and connect it to the media out. Now everything's gonna turn red because you don't have any shaders connected. So that's what these nodes here are for. So basically what I did, I took a 3D text node and created an instance of it. Then I tweaked some settings so that way you can add two different materials. So now if I go back to my download, I can use this chrome material. And if I want to, I can connect it to this end here and down here, and they give me one material. So if I go up here now and take a look at it, you can customize the fonts, of course. Right now I got on the default, which is Open Sans, which I think comes with DaVinci Resolve and pretty much all computers. So you should have access to it. I'm gonna go down to one of the fonts I use in my 3D pack. This is a bit over exaggerated. If you want to, you can go through and tweak the settings. You can do that down here with the extrusion controls. So if I go back over here down to this, we got two different color correctors. So there's the bevel color corrector. So this allows you to change the color of the bevel. Then of course this allows you to change the color of the text. Texture itself you can customize by messing with the sphere map. So if I go back into the double viewer, click this here and hit one on the keyboard, you can see what the texture look like. And then manipulating these rotation controls, you can change the color, well, change the appearance of the texture. So right now I'm only changing the texture on the bevel. If I go down here to this sphere map and change it to 1, now I'm changing the texture on the front. The next node is a little pipeline, is the reflective node. This actually creates a reflection when you're moving around the 3D text. So going further down the pipeline, you have title FX, which is basically the title transform. Go over into the inspector tab, and so I rotate this around. You notice pretty much whatever material you add to the 3D text, it create like almost like a pseudo reflection. Then the last node in the pipeline is the render node. And so I'm gonna disconnect this from the text face. So it's gonna leave just the texture on the bevel itself. I go back into the download and I'm gonna grab this gold molten lava. And then I take the output of it and connect it to the color corrector. So now you have, well, now it's turning like purplish. So I'm gonna double click right here in the center to reset it, go back to my transform and reset the controls on this. So now you can see the texture pretty good. And like I said, I can move this around if I wanted to kind of manipulate the texture. And then this one here is a little strong. So if you want to as well, I can click on this node here, which is my gold PNG, and hit control and space, type in guys in blur. You can see it's already kind of smoothed it out. Basically, I'm gonna turn down just a little bit. So doing this is a quick way to make the texture of whatever image you're using a little less aggressive. So if I turn this all the way up, it's gonna, of course, smooth out the texture completely. Then I can still manipulate the color with the color corrector node here. The cool thing with the color corrector node as well, I can still go through and manipulate the lift gamma gain to create different results. So now I'm going to create a quick animation. So I'm gonna go over here now and right click, and I'm gonna select follower to activate the follower modifier. This allows me to create animation in between the individual characters of the text. So I go to modifiers. On delay, I'm gonna set it to about 2 for right now. And I'm gonna change from automatic to random 1 by 1. Then I'm gonna go to shading. Now with the modifiers, you can't actually see what is gonna happen with the modifier until you activate it with the keyframe. So I set this at 30 FPS to get smoother animation. So I'm actually going to frame 30, and I'm gonna set a keyframe under offset Z. Around about frame 30, so I want the animation to end. So I'm gonna set a keyframe there. And then I go to the very first keyframe. And if you turn it down, it's gonna zoom out. And if you turn it up, it's gonna zoom in. And of course, it only stops at 0.5. So I'm actually going to, so I'm gonna double click again. I'm gonna type in 5. So now it's completely zoomed in. So playing the background creates the animation in between each character. Now I did set my animation to end at frame 30, but you'll notice it didn't fully end until around about frame 52 or 54. And that's because of follower delay. If I go back over here to timing, right now I got it set for 2. So basically it animates 2 frames in between each character. So that makes the animation go a little bit longer past the keyframe point that I put in, but it's perfectly fine. And of course, if I wanted this to go faster, I can just turn this down and say I'll set it for 1. Then if I play the animation, so I still get the same animation, but it ended around about frame 38 or 40 or so. Now, just to add a little extra movement to this, I'm actually going to go into my transform node here. I'm going to go to the Z axis, right click, go to modify width, go to atom curves. Click on modifiers, and I'm going to set this to duration. and I'm set this easing. So now this right here on the scale and offset, I'm gonna right click on scale, select the expressions. Then I'm gonna connect this to the offset, double clicking the little expressions box here, and I'm gonna hit minus. What this is gonna do is basically create a push and pull between offset and scale. So wherever I set the offset at, the scale will be the opposite of. So now for the offset, I'm just gonna hit 1. And then so now when I play my animation back, still getting the same animation. Then it's gonna create this subtle zoom out throughout the duration of the clip. So now I'm gonna go back and click on the 3D text and select spline. Select the text, which in this case is just listed as bevel, but again, since it's an instance, it's gonna affect both of them. I'm gonna click here to select all keyframes, right click, and I'm gonna select ease out cubic. So now I'm gonna go back to my transform 3D, go back to modifiers. On the easing, I'm gonna change this to actually to custom. And then instead of working within this little box here, I'm gonna go over here and select lookup. This is basically the exact same box. This way I have way more room to mess around with. But also within here, I can just select the keyframes, right click, go to easing, and I'm gonna also select out cubic. Now to tie it all together, we're gonna activate the motion blur. So go into render 3D, go to tools, settings, motion blur. You can set it to whatever you want. I'm just gonna leave it at 2 for right now, and I'm good to go. So now back at the edit page, you basically just bring the composition down into your timeline and get the animation playback. I almost got one last thing. To go back into Fusion, instead of it just cutting off, we're actually gonna create a fade out. So using this merge node, I'm gonna go to the last frame of the composition, and on that merge node, I'm gonna turn the blend all the way down to 0, set a keyframe. I'm gonna go back probably about 20 frames or so. Just go to frame 100, and then I turn this back up. So the last 20 or so frames, it'll create a fade out. And now we got our 3D title animation. Now remember, if you really want to speed up your workflow, I do have a 3D title pack. All you gotta do is just drag and drop to the timeline and then just input your text. You'll find a link for that in the description. Don't forget to leave a like, a hype, subscribe to the channel if you're not already, and I'll see y'all in the next video.